The cycle of resentment is inevitable, and the best couples build up resentment, but they learn to diffuse it very quickly.
Hey guys, welcome back to part two of Hymnology. I am here with Valdo Lelemend, and Valdo helps couples experience maximum play and turn on. And for those of you who don't know me, I hope you do by now, but I help men heal erectile dysfunction without pills. So I get guys to throw those damn pills out because I'm sick of them already. All right, so we're coming back with wisdom bomb number two, which is Beldo is going to show you how to increase passion in long-term relationships. Boom. This is a huge chronic and like it's like a pandemic of a lack of passion in long-term relationships. So I'm super excited to hear what you have to say.
Couples naturally start with honeymoon. And during that phase, it's easy with each other. Sex is easy. They are naturally polarized, and they are not too self-conscious. And so here I want to say that consent is paramount, paramount, paramount. And what I'm going to talk about is permission, which is totally independent, but too many couples view the same here. And so too many men basically ask for permission because they don't feel the confidence to be courageous and bold and lead her and offer what they sense is good next. And they are, often lost in their heads, thinking, and they ask for permission. So as a result, at the end of the honeymoon phase, most couples somehow, get at odds with each other because they don't understand, he was so this and attentive and present and never in here anymore. And even when he's home, he doesn't blah, blah, blah. And on his end, he was so juicy and sexy. And now, I get rejected most often. And by the way, it's a myth that it's men who have a higher sex drive. I'm pretty sure that half women, exactly, from experience, totally. But the nice guy syndrome that way too many men fall into, and I'm making the assumption that there are not too many jerks that would listen to us.
My audience, they're all
Okay.
wonderful, evolved men.
Yeah. And
Yes.
so there is basically disconnection that creates built up resentment. So that built up resentment is inevitable. Inevitable. Couples are at odds with each other, and unless they process the resentment, then they are bound to more resentment and more disconnection. So there are many ways to process the resentment, but the key is to do it.
Boxing
And
gloves?
that works really well. Yeah. Actually, a couple of years ago, I started boxing as a way of learning to basically embody that energy. And what I discovered was totally dumbfounding me is I learned, of course, how to box, but I learned to receive blows. And blows are just a blow. A no is just a no. So it's very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So little bit of a side note, my pandemic boyfriend had me so angry. I'm not going to say
Hmm.
why. And I was like, I just need to hit you and I'll be fine, right? In a playful but serious way. I'm like,
Yeah.
just tighten up your arm. And he's a man, right? A
Yeah.
man's not going to want to get hit. And he's like, this is like counter to everything I stand for. I'm like, just let me punch your arm because
Yeah.
because we've moved past words, and I
Yeah.
just gotta get this energy out. And I punched his arm, and I felt perfectly better after that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that he felt empowered too,
We
because he was
both
able
laughed
to,
after.
yeah, exactly, because he was able to be your rock through a very treacherous emotion that too many men collapse when the
Yes,
woman
he
is
stood there
angry.
and he's over 6 feet tall and I'm
Yeah.
5 feet. So it's like I had to like propel myself up. But and
Yeah.
then that broke up that energy and we laughed, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we had a great time after that.
I'm sure.
That's why I said boxing gloves. It's a first.
Exactly, yeah. So the cycle of resentment is inevitable, and the best couples build up resentment, but they learn to diffuse it very quickly. So in the process, many couples divorce, but there are some who said, hey, we're still good friends. How can we turn the heat up? Or how can, and I'm going to talk about sex right now because I'm pretty sure that most of what your listeners want to hear about is, we both enjoyed sex during honeymoon. We both would like more sex. How do we get more sex? How do we learn to turn towards each other than away from each other? And so once in a while, makeup sex is good, but if that's the norm,
Well, then it's
that's
toxic, right? Yeah,
exactly.
then
So
it's irritating.
learning to turn towards each other and say we both value sex. And then the key there is practice. And so no one was born knowing sex. This is a total Hollywood, misconception. And no one is able to be fully present with their partner unless they basically discover the owner's manual over time. And so this is where many men fall somehow is because they want a repeatable process and women are not repeatable. Partially is because, there are many cycles in women, and partially is women get pissed when he uses the
Yeah.
same technique again and again because
Well,
she
we're the
doesn't feel seen.
atmosphere, right? Like
Exactly.
today in Florida, I told you it's been humid, it's been dry, it's been cold, it's been hot, like all in one day. That, guys, that's the feminine. That's it.
Exactly. And so learning from a man point of view, the beauty of the ocean and be able to be with her waves and her tsunamis and her ecstasies. So if a man cannot be present to her tsunamis, he cannot be present to her ecstasies.
Boom.
And what that means is she knows it and she will not get there because it is terrifying and soul crushing to start from a feminine point of view, to allow one's ecstaticness to show up and then he's not able to hold you.
I love that term, ecstatic nest.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're in a
exactly.
static mess, and sometimes you're in a static. Without knowing the root causes of erectile dysfunction, you might as well just go ahead and throw your pills in the garbage. Contact me for your free video consult.
I love that. Exactly. So basically, practice is a decision as a couple. We value this. We are going to practice this and we're going to find ways to practice it. And then as we practice, sometimes we'll succeed, sometimes we'll fail miserably, and be playful about it and just laugh and say, oh, that was terrible. Maybe we should do a take 2 or a take 3. Let's practice again because we value this is important. And then through the practice, very clearly appreciate the increase of presence to each other, the increase of turn on, the increase of playfulness, and being able to, be in a sexual adventure with each other in the moment without worries, will she like me? Will she say no? Will she blah, blah? Sometimes she says yes, sometimes she says no. That's not the issue. Is when she says yes, you're good with it. When she says no, you're good with it. And you keep leading instead of like many men somehow collapsing.
I love that you said keep leading. That is so critical. I was just talking about this in my men's group Monday night, is even the most alpha woman wants to be led by a man. And it's so important for men to take authority. So I want to swing back something to that you said in the beginning, which is asking permission is a huge turn off. Just guys, blinking lights. Anyone watching this asking for, well, okay, if you're, you got to have consent first, right? Like,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
We are talking, this is one is about couples in long-term
Yeah.
relationships. So just to be clear, but yeah, generally, if you have to ask, it's a no. So I really want guys to hear that.
Yeah.
So
And so what happens is asking for permission is in one's head. Please validate me.
yeah.
And verifying consent is in the moment, oh, it feels that what I just did didn't feel good to her. Then we back out. And we learn to be more and more intuitive about it, like you said, in earlier.
All right. Well, I think there is some sage wisdom and advice on this episode. And, guys are going to get their own insights as they're watching this. And I think my takeaway is for men to stay in a place of authority and presence, and ideally sprinkle in some playfulness as well.
I agree. And then you and I had a wonderful conversation on my YouTube channel like a month ago. And there was a wonderful part of the conversation in which we discussed that there is no weight limit or age limit on pleasure and sexual expression. Actually, the more we age, the wiser we are, the wiser we become, and the more able to play with each other.
Absolutely, because we just don't give a shit past a certain age. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm excited to hear what's next in the next episode. Hey, you. Hey, guy. Who's learning about sexual health? Mixed in with some Tantra, mixed in with some 5 elements of Chinese medicine and some Western medicine. I want to let you know something. I would love it if you would hit my subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, you're going to know when new content is posted every